Listening to that at 5:10, Dr. John Puntis, co-chair of the Keep Our NHS Public campaign group. Thanks for coming on, John. I wonder what you make of the tone from the boss of NHS England this afternoon as these strikes gear up tomorrow.
I don't think that sort of combative tone is very helpful. At the end of the day, this dispute will have to be settled by people sitting down around a table and negotiating. And I think to cast the whole thing as being a terrible conflict driven out of the selfishness of greedy doctors is not the right way to start those kinds of discussions. I think it would be much better to see this as an indication of systemic weaknesses in the NHS and unfinished business. And remember, the last junior doctors' strike, they did say that they wanted pay restoration, they wanted fair pay. And Wes Streeting did agree that was a legitimate objective, and he talked about it.
This is the first health secretary for years who is, in that sense, principally on the side of the junior doctors and getting to that pay restoration. But a 22% pay rise over the last 2 years and then a 5.6% pay rise, that is going in that direction. Why would the BMA seek to sour relations as well as cause upheaval in the healthcare of millions of people in this country by going on strike again for 5 days?
I think that there's a huge amount of angst amongst junior doctors in the NHS over lots of things. Pay is one, career progression is another, poor conditions at work, overwork is another. And a year or so ago, 20,000 left the NHS, which probably cost the NHS about $2 billion. So there's a huge retention problem.
Of course there's a problem, John, but it's not helped. People are not helped by these regular strikes from the British Medical Association. And the NHS seems to now essentially be saying they're going to find a way to draw out some of the power that the BMA clearly thinks it has by not cancelling lots of routine appointments and operations this time.
Yes, and that's a rather dangerous move, I think, because it's important that the sick patients in hospital and emergency patients take priority and pretend you can look after them and do all routine work when you've got part of your workforce missing, I think is wrong and disingenuous to suggest that you can. But just coming back to your question, this is about a return to fair pay restoration with a roadmap over 3 to 5 years. And the fact that this process seemed to have ground to a halt, I think that's one of the things which has made resident doctors very unhappy.
John, I appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on. Dr. John Puntis, co-chair of the Keep Our NHS Public campaign group.